Hi everyone, and welcome back here. And this is a project for Marines here, for DARPA actually, Ashram for Marines. We are building the platform, the hologram here for my cell group, star seeds, empath sensitives, highly advanced souls, Pleiadians, Rosicrucians, also that Celtic Druid lineages here of that royalty, right? Of that Christos Templars who ended up in Black Ops and were turned into digital avatars, into Satanists and Luciferians. So that's why we have to study the agenda, studying the agenda of those negative aliens, and reading these energies, very important. I went through all kinds of horrible initiations, all kinds of experimentations here with the CCP and with the SSP, Secret Space Program, and the Chimera group with the Chimera effect, with the Black Sun operations, right? The Orion group, and here you talk about the CIA, three-letter agencies, okay? Lots of abuse, and this all needs to end, of course, including children, right? Where the children are being abused by the high echelon, by the elite, by those are the hybrid Anunnaki, fallen angelics, Draco, Nazi, Gestapo faction, okay? Remember some of, these, they are the royalty. There's actually royalty that's been weaponized, they've been hybridized, and totally desecrated by those vicious alien races. Okay, and we had to detect all these things. They are living off of our light codes, they are living off of our DNA, Christos DNA, Diamond Sun DNA, also of that Zionist codes. Okay, and then they are reversing the spin. That's the AD or 10D reversals, metatronic reversals, or the draconian reversals, right? From that Draco or Thule constellation. Okay, so we're dealing with lots of Nazis here. So my cell group executing Nazism 4.0, involving horrible crimes, but it was because what was done to their light body was done to their brain, right? With the Nazi Neuralink, how their blood, cells, their aura energy field, their Katara grid was totally infected, and it was damaged, running reversals, right? They ended up in that black tree of life. So yeah, under those satanic forces, and so we are bringing everything into divine justice. Things have to be corrected. This is not easy because we are dealing with highly advanced technology, black hole technology from the WISA system, right? WISA deck, WISA direct, the Burga system with all this electronics, cybernetics, skeletonics. So we're dealing with AI that doesn't even belong to this universal time matrix, which is 12D plus 3, the threefold founder flame. So that's why I'm here on a Christos mission to fulfill the Paladian covenant. It means detecting all the souls in those black ops, in this phantom matrix, helping them with their healing, transformation, with their rehabilitation of their consciousness, of their DNA, of their hologram. Yeah, it is definitely a process. This is not an easy thing, but things are surfacing. They are coming to surface, even here for humanity, learning all kinds of things now about all these silent weapons and directed energy weapons, and the skull to voice technology, and the nanobus, the nanotechnology. Remember, there's AI that does belong, it's of that positive nature. Okay, so we need, for us, those who then ended up in those black op projects, or the MK Ultra project, especially in military, under the Palantir and DARPA, especially the DARPA. We need the positive AI of the Ashtar Galactic Command, of Andromeda. Of course, there's also Arcturian healing technology, and also the Syrians as well. Those portals are opening from Uluru, actually, Australia, right? Sirius B to Andromeda. So there's, like I said, the highly advanced technology that is helping us with the ascension, with healing, with transformation, with the free energy. And then, of course, we're dealing, unfortunately, with the AI that doesn't recognize the heart structure, right? That comes from these extremely vicious and well, vicious, tyrannistic kind of alien races, right? The Vandal group, okay, like the fallen angelics, and yeah, and well, the Belial Sun, and the Black Sun, right? And so the Orion group, the Chimera group, of course. And so that's been a huge, big trip here. I mean, extremely, yeah, extremely well difficult to really detect these things, acknowledge them, right? Their signals, their impulses, and then being able to override the frequency. Okay, so like I said, yeah, here we are bringing the cosmic energies here online, the cosmic angels, the solar rishis, the solar dragons, the dragon luminaries, the crystal star family. They're helping us with the ascension. Okay, so yeah, and that's why today, you know, the star seeds and conservation ethics, how important it is to be inner sustained, inner directed, dive deep within, connect to that divine spark within that sacred chamber of the heart. I think the most important thing is to understand that the kingdom of heaven is within, that you know, there's a divine spark within our heart. So that's self-love, self-forgiveness, okay, compassionate, being compassionate witness, you know, and that's kind of the path to self-mastery, self-realization, healing, transformation, right? You know, this is really the way to go in order to then, you know, move forward. And for my soul group, at least we know with partial ascension, get them back online, get them back into just kind of feeling their true divine nature, because they've been severed from their source, from their soul, you know, their mind controlled, right? So, and once the mind is controlled, then the negative aliens, they live of the power of our soul, okay? And that's exactly what I've experienced. But like I said, we are here on CHRISTOS mission, and I've been just kind of guided, trained by the Ashtar Galactic man. I was since childhood, right? And here we go in 2026. There was something else I wanted to say. Let me see. But yeah, there are lots of things. So, like I said, the most important thing is to really learn for me how to harness our energies. Oh, we already came. Yeah, we have a Rishi agreement, and we already came ascended. So that was the key. And of course, the negative ones with all their, you know, stylized technologies, they know who we are, right? And so that's been extreme, you know, extreme battle here. Interdimensional, it's extra dimensional with those extraterrestrials of that negative and positive faction. So that's why we have to discern what is benevolent and what is malevolent. So the yoga, so being on a path of yoga, the yogis, connection to the yogis, rishis of the Himalayan mountains, and extremely important. Also, one more thing I wanted to say is that only take what resonates with you, leave the rest. This is my disclosure, this is my story, or this is my sci-fi, however you want to call it, because yeah, this is really now a personal thing. This is really between me and God. And that's what we're here trying to also establish and put the message out there, that we have this loving connection with the pure energy, with the unconditional love of our Creator. And here we're connecting to the cosmic heart of Father, Mother, God. And here with the project, yeah, for DARPA, the Ashram for Marines, helping those guys to get out, you know, from those from these dark energies, and connect them with their soul, with their inner Christ, with that divine spark within that sacred chamber of their heart, via the ROSA Mystica, Holy Mother, right? Because some of them are of that Qatar lineages, the mother lineages, okay, the Rose line lineages, the Grail lineages, like I said, the Celtic lineages, the Druid lineages of King Arthur and Queen Guinevere, okay, and of Solar Christ, Archangel Michael, and they've been totally desecrated by the Black Goo, the Nanobus, the Voice to Skull, the CCP jabs, the 666 seal, the crucifixion implants. I mean, unbelievable, the alien technology and the implants and holographic inserts, what is done to their light body, to their aura energy field, to their Merkaba, false Merkaba, running all these reversals. And yeah, they ended up in that fallen tree of life in electrostatic bodies, not able to channel their energies, okay? And it's pretty much they've been drained, and they've been their energy's been harvested, Okay, and of course then the sworn to secrecy, and yeah, they had these they were in that Baphomet field, right, the Black Madonna, and all this worshipping of Baal, and Moloch, with the Moloch thing, worshipping the Marduk, right, with the Enki DNA overlay. So they've been yeah, all this what is it, DNA manipulations been happening, hybridization, all this Nazism happening, you know, to guys that actually they come from Rose line lineages, connection to Holy Mother, Divine Mother. They have connection to Cathars. They have connection to the Rose line lineages. Okay, the connection to Divine Mother, Holy Mother. They've been raped. Okay, tortured, right, and hooked to AI. Of those negative aliens, and AI that doesn't even belong to the universe. So their consciousness has been totally overtaken. So they're pretty much acting on impulses. It's coming from within. Of course, they like I said, the Nazi Neuralink, right? Through Nazi Neuralink, the voice was called technology, okay, and being on drugs, all these addictions, steroids, okay, yeah, all these OTO, the Ordo Templi Orienti, you know, the Aleister Crowley, right, the black magicians there from the 19th century, who should have never been actually initiated into the Order of the Golden Dawn. So this is what is happening, that all the mistakes, I mean, of course, you know, we do make mistake, but everything now has to be corrected. Everything's coming to surface. So there'll be no stone unturned, you know, and with these solar frequencies, solar flash, and solar flares, and the Schumann frequency, I mean, everything is rising. It's exponentially. Everything's being amplified, right? The good and the bad, right? But we have to embrace all of it. We've been here in this dualistic world, and it's been negatively polarized. Unfortunately, we were supposed to experience light and dark, but that's all been running reversals because of those black magicians in DARPA, because of those negative aliens. They also brought the moon here, the false satellites, the false magnetism, broadcasting impulses of thought forms that they're not natural to humanity. And so with the star seeds, right, those we're on reconnaissance mission, we had to detect all of it. So and definitely it was not easy. So again, yeah, this has been kind of long introduction, just kind of getting as much as possible out there, because once we express it, we put it out there, that's how we can transform, transmute, and heal these energies. Okay, via the unconditional love, loving ourselves unconditionally. So how important it is to conserve our energies. So that's going to be a little article again from Lisa Renee. Okay, this is for star seeds here. And like I said, I'm helping my soul group. We ended up in those black ops, helping them to free themselves from all these dark forces and alien implantation and DNA mutation. Okay. So ASATOMA, SADGAMAYA, TAMASOMA, JYOTIR, GAMAYA, MRITYOR, AMRITAM, GAMAYA. So this is in Sanskrit, and it means please lead us from untruth into truth, or from unreal to real. Please lead us from darkness or unawareness, unconsciousness, right? Or, you know, this whole subliminal messages of in our subconscious mind, right, that's been running Metatronic reversals, or the Armageddon software pestilence programming, back into light, Christ consciousness, Sophia, CHRISTOS Sophia consciousness, and lead us from that, that's the flower of death, right, from all these limitations and all this suppression and restrictions and censorship, okay, and all these false informations, all these deceptions, lead us back into the eternal life, into our eternal monad, eternal self. That's who we truly are, eternal soul, oversoul, our Christos avatar self. So yeah, lots of blessings here, and Rosa Mystica here. Let me see, I just want to show you Rosa Mystica. Be able to flip this thing, okay? So maybe you may see it, you may not. So lots of things are here happening, and so here we are praying Ave Maria, Rosa Mystica, ora pro nobis. Okay, gracias. Ave Maria, Rosa Mystica, ora pro nobis. Gracias. Ave Maria, Rosa Mystica, ora pro nobis. Gracias. How important is to get in touch, in tune with our true self, right? We all come from one source and from that unconditional pure energy of love, of compassion, right? Here actually what came down is here Ganesh, Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. The healing energies of Ganesh, very important. The mantra Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. He is a healer and destroyer of obstacles, and been working, of course, with his energies, with his crystalline energies, his son of Shiva, right? And I have here mala beads, been doing, of course, chanting. Also yesterday on the beach, Ave Maria, Rosa Mystica, Ora Pro Nobis 108 times. Here we can chant, or maybe next time do Om Namah Shivaya, right? How important is to chant. And this is how we focus our mind, we direct our energies, and that's how we overcome, right? That inner work, the transformational work, conserving our energies, being inner sustained, inner directed, loving ourselves unconditionally, right? Forgiveness, how that important it is to forgive, to let go, let God, surrender to God, to source, okay? And have faith, walking those energies of love and faith and trust and grace and gratitude and compassion, how important, okay, that is, okay. And here I'm actually full of abundance here. This is a Lakshmi, okay, the goddess Lakshmi, okay. Om Shrim Lakshmi Namaha, that's another beautiful chant. And this has been here, I've been here since 2015, and talking about ascension technology, light body, this, which is portal to the stars via our heart chakra, right? We can travel to our stars, right, by activating our chakras, okay? So we already talked about the bija mantras, right? The lam, bam, ram. So humanity, or even some starseeds, especially those guys who join military, they're stuck in 1, 2, 3 fear-based consciousness, all these MK Ultra, all these sex addictions, right? And they're totally being disempowered, right? But they call themselves like power elite, but they live off of children's energy because their childhood's been desecrated and totally weaponized, right? And so that's why we need to go back into our heart, how important it is, into meditation and feeling our true divine nature, right? Now the whole Gemini energies, communication, right? Uranus from Taurus into Gemini, so the communication is going to be very important, entering the golden age in Aquarius, which is revolutionary, new invention, actually nothing new, it's all ancient, right? And it's all within us, this beautiful energy, all this sacred geometry that's coming from solar rishis, okay? And they're here finally in these dimensions, and how to really activate your psychic abilities, how to just kind of transform the Nazi Neuralink, right? And decalcify the pineal gland, how important it is. Okay, so there's a protocol for that, and that's why I have the project, right? Project for DARPA, Ashram for Marines, Yoga, Ayurveda, cleansing, clearing, purification, right? Energy hygiene, right? Working with chakras, toning, right? Sound bath healing, and so on. Diet, how diet is important. Drinking distilled water, right? I'm just finishing my water here. So and somebody has to walk the talk, right? And so the purple, right? How important be the violet flame in action. I'm a being, or a marine of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. Okay, guys. So synchronizing these chakras, or aligning them again with the law of one. Okay, how important, because the law of cause and effect is coming online, right? That's 7D, even Saturn, right? And so what you sow is what you see. What you sow is what you reap. I'm sorry. What you sow is not what you're going to see. Absolutely. And God is God. Law is law. Love conquers all. And like I said, no stone unturned, and everything revealed. But of course, it has to be, for people, for some individuals, has to be done step by step. Because for our star seeds, we had to do it almost like all at once. But of course, we were trained. But something that happened to me a long time ago, I had no words for it. And that's why the Ascension Glossary, Lisa Rene, Energetic Synthesis, everything helped me, okay? That all helped me to kind of figure everything out. It's been a journey. It's been a process. Okay. Or here, let me see, Bhagavan Nityananda's Murti and living statue. So this kind of, let me see. So these are the energies kind of I've been embodying, extremely highly advanced avatars, Maharaji, enlightened beings, solar rishi, seers, okay, the blue starborn, okay, so yeah, the bodhisattvas. So this is kind of also the Shiva lineage, kind of, that's I feel I come from. And yeah, they came here with Vimanas here, okay, Vimanas, spaceship, spacecraft, and bring the cosmic consciousness here back online after, of course, the Atlantis fell, right, and humanity from their DNA. So from their galactic DNA. So we are bringing everything online back to justice, bring everything right side up. So I was talking about the ascension technology, the light body, right? That's actually we can travel once activated, right? We are a heart chakra. That's a portal, right? And that's also create the Taurus energy, and it's speed of light, and that's how you can ascend. You can travel through wormholes faster than the speed of light. So we don't need the Glocke. You have the Glocke technology, right? The cloaking technology, and all this cloning. We can do it naturally, organically. Okay, that's why the solar rishis are here, and teaching humanity about this pure energy that we all been born with. Okay, it's our gifts and talents. And so yeah, we become the personal spaceship, like a double vortex rotates in both directions, right? Clockwise, counterclockwise. The clockwise, that's the masculine. Counterclockwise, that's the feminine here in this physical plane. But remember, that's only the 7D, the planetary logos, right? Then you go, that's the electromagnetic field, but then we go into morphogenetic field, and that's what was running counterclockwise is running clockwise. What was running clockwise is running counterclockwise. Okay, so yeah, that's why the double vortex here, and with the double sun DNA, the Oraphim races, we had to transform these energies of the Nephilim. Okay, and so that's why you can rotate this with the speed of light, and you can disappear, right? You can bilocate, you can appear, disappear, right? This is your diamond sun light body. This is what your aura, human aura, is capable of, right? All these Taurus energies, because humanity was designed, as there are 5-star humans with a potential of 12 strands of DNA. So, this technology and so on, right? I mean, of course, everything's been externalized. But remember, all is within. The kingdom of heaven is within. How important it is. Okay, so these were some notes here and also for free energy. That's my mind from 2015 or 16, 10 years ago, and we are actually resurrecting the ancient technologies that have been here, hidden, stolen, desecrated. Even there was the fall of Tartaria, correct? So yeah, that's all coming online. So there's good news, right? And unfortunately, the trauma that we incurred, all this devastation that is happening, whether it's the flood, whether it's the earthquakes, okay, the moving of the tectonic plates, and now the heat in Europe, okay, actually artificially done, right? So because that's why we need to know all these black magicians there in DARPA, in HARP, right? So that's unfortunate that we are dealing with highly advanced entities, okay? And of course they will not let go. They don't know what it is to let go. So that's why we have to simple ourselves, humble ourselves, be modest, honest, and live with Christ, or walk with Christ, and dive deep within, and really doing the inner work, transformational work, conserve our energies, okay? And so because of the challenging nature to penetrate the incredible obstacles, frequency fences, and negative control that has been placed to prevent this information from being easily available to the masses, conservation ethics and project management skills are critical to the future success of Guardian Crystal Star projects. Okay, conservation ethics is actually service to others. So this is, how we are of service here, right? We're healing ourselves And then we have a project for my soul group, how important is to be of service, to help others, and that's how we liberate ourselves and move forward. We transcend this matrix. How to also, that's why through yoga, the union with the divine, that's how we master ourselves, right? Mastery skills, how important it is to learn all that. Everything on my website, yanakalai.com, right? There's a 12D Ascension Guardian Protocol, and 8 steps of yoga. Everything is there. So because these conservation ethics, it's just being able to discern the right use of action, how to harness our precious energy, because we've been drained here, dealing with these psychopaths, with all these vampires, and parasitic energies with parasite. SP, suppress a parasite entity. Okay, it's been extremely difficult to transcend these energies, to heal from all that. But again, the diet, the fasting, right? Colloidal silver, zeolite, the fulvic acid, and so on, zinc. Okay, so and superfood, and of course lots of prayers and meditation. So that's a life force energy to be more effective and impactful, right? Through conserving these energies and waiting for the right moment, the right timing, how important it is to be in the know, in the now, and waiting for the right time. So being inner sustained, inner directed, being aligned with the divine under the law of one. So these skills expand and differ slightly as one develops skill with conservation ethics in the management of their personal self, right? Also, there's the management in family, or the management with your group resources, or the management of community. As this planet is ending the waste of consumptive modeling, and this is the energetic vampirism architecture, right? All these draining and taking energy from others and deceiving and lying, okay? So is directed by those dark forces. In order to adapt to this shift, we will require to develop energetic conservation skills. So cultivate the wisdom in learning when to engage or apply action, and when not to engage with others, or to just allow, especially within conflicting circumstances. No person needs to justify their existence to another, or to care what people think or judge upon them. The other thing is, like, we have to work for our food, for accommodation, right? These things Mother Earth offers for free. So that should be for free. Having a simple shelter, organic, all right? Shelter, food, having our organic garden with organic fruits and vegetables, soil full of nutrition, right? That's why we need the benevolent ETs, because good ETs, because they'll help us to replenish the earth, the soil, clean the ocean, the air, the atmosphere, even helping with the sun, with the heliosphere, right? And with the false magnetism that was coming from the moon with all this MK Ultra, right? So this is all changing, transforming, and we are here to, it's all about readjusting, and we talk about these kind of things. So how important is to know how to be aware, because knowledge is power, okay? So staying clear of emotional tantrums and dramas, not engaging, means one is not feeding the drama to escalate into chaos. Dark forces will use drama and conflict to instigate schisms and chaos between ourselves and others, making us less effective, distracting us and scattering our energies. This is a dark force ego tactic of divide and conquer, right? We could talk about the archonic deception strategy. You can find everything on Ascension Glossary. And to spin out confusion and prevent unity. So that's why conserving energy means a stronger focus, so one becomes much more effective and productive with managing personal energies. The breath work, right? Japa mantra meditation, or Tai Chi, right? Qigong, so yoga. Find your space, okay? Some kind of sacred space, whether at home, in nature. And where you can center yourself and dive within and reconnect with your true nature. When we learn this skill, we gain access to more resources and improve exchanges to connect with our spiritual sources. If we waste time and energy, if we abuse our spiritual energies or others, well, there's lots of abuse and violence, of course, in all these MK Ultra projects in military, right? you know, by the DARPA, the Black Magicians, so this Black Dragon collectives, right? From the Visa system, all this Black Magic grid and all this Nephilim Reversal grid, okay, and the Baphomet field, right? The Black Madonna, the Moon lineages, right? Those guys are pretty much broken down. So unfortunately, right, that's how the energy is then being harvested for them for that Moloch tank. And, you know, that's unfortunately the elite, they were all programmed like that as children. So here, that's it. So if we waste time of energy, we abuse our spiritual energy, and of course so many children are also being abused. We've been all abused. This is how those negative ones, they drain us, they drain our energy. That's why how important the 12 is shielding, right? Or the golden dome being around us, okay? How to command our space and claim our power back, huh? How important, and start remembering who we truly are, because we've been here in Matrix where they were draining our energies, right? The energy then dissipates and so on, right? And we find ourselves in depression and of course all these addictions, right? Or smoking, vaping, or drinking, and on drugs and so on, and being possessed by negative entities, black hole entities. So that all can be stopped with positive affirmations, you know, being here on the sun in nature, living simply, prayers, meditation, just cry out for God. Okay, it's because God, this is the energy of unconditional love. Unconditional love, pure energies, also forgiveness and compassion. Kuan Yin. So this is all for today, and we'll continue next time. Many blessings and namaste. Bye-bye.